Gentlemen, let's start with a fascinating truth. Some of the most powerful solutions for men's health don't always come from a pill bottle or a doctor's prescription pad. They come from traditions that are thousands of years old practices that have stood the test of time. One of those practices is the use of oil massage, not just for relaxation, but as a way to boost vitality, circulation, and yes, sexual performance. Now, when I say ancient wisdom, I'm not talking about myths or old wives' tales. I'm talking about carefully observed, deeply practiced systems of health. Take Ayurveda, the ancient Indian science of life. For over 3,000 years, Ayurveda has recommended warm oil massage, known as abhyanga, as a daily ritual to preserve youth, energy, and virility. Men were taught that by massaging the body with special herbal oils, they could strengthen their muscles, protect their joints, calm the mind, and most importantly, keep their sexual energy strong well into old age. And it wasn't just India. In traditional Chinese medicine, practitioners believed that oil massage could unblock Qi, or life force, improving circulation and restoring balance in the body. The Greeks and Romans did it too. In fact, Roman athletes never considered their training complete without a deep massage using olive oil, because they believed it replenished strength and stamina. Even in the Middle East, sesame and castor oils were applied as tonics for male vitality. So, what does all this history tell us? It tells us something very important. Across cultures, across centuries, men everywhere discovered that massaging the body with oils was not only soothing, it was energizing, and it had a profound impact on sexual health. Now, here's where modern science comes in. Today, we can actually explain why these practices work so well. We know that erections depend on one main thing: healthy blood flow. If your arteries are clear, your circulation is strong, and your blood vessels are responsive, then you're able to achieve and maintain erections. But if circulation weakens as it naturally does with age, then erections become less frequent, less firm, and less reliable. Oil massage, gentlemen, helps fight that decline in several ways. First, it stimulates blood vessels right beneath the skin, encouraging better circulation. The warmth of the oil and the pressure of massage increase blood flow, not just in the muscles, but in the pelvic region where it matters most. Second, massage reduces tension in the body. Tight muscles, especially in the lower back and thighs, can restrict blood flow. By releasing that tension, you're giving your blood vessels more freedom to expand and deliver blood where it's needed. Third, and this is fascinating, massage has been shown to trigger the release of nitric oxide, a natural compound your body uses to relax blood vessels. If that sounds familiar, it should, because nitric oxide is exactly what medications like Viagra are designed to increase. In other words, an oil massage can nudge your body to produce its own natural Viagra effect. This is where the bridge between ancient wisdom and modern science becomes crystal clear. What our ancestors discovered through experience and tradition, science has now proven with research and biology. They didn't need lab tests to see results. They simply knew that regular massage restored energy, enhanced performance, and gave men greater confidence in the bedroom. And here's the key takeaway: you don't need to be a 20-year-old athlete to benefit from this practice. You can be 60, 70, even 80 years old and still see improvements. Why? Because the body never loses its ability to respond to touch, circulation, and nourishment. Those systems may slow down, but they never completely shut off. By reviving them with massage, you're essentially reminding your body how to perform at its best. So, when you hear me say ancient oil massage can restore your erections at any age, it's not just a catchy phrase. It's the truth. It's about honoring wisdom from the past, applying it with consistency today, and watching how your body responds tomorrow. Think of it this way: ancient cultures gave us the blueprint, and modern science gave us the proof. Combine the two, and you've got a natural, reliable, and time-tested method for restoring your vitality. Gentlemen, let's get straight to the heart of the matter. When it comes to erections, one word matters more than almost anything else: circulation. Erections aren't just about desire, hormones, or even energy levels. At the very core, they are a vascular event, meaning they depend entirely on the health of your blood vessels and the flow of blood through your body. Think about it this way: your penis is like a balloon. If blood flows freely into it, the tissue fills, expands, and stays firm. If the flow is weak, interrupted, or sluggish, then no matter how strong the desire, that balloon just won't inflate fully. That's why men who have issues with their arteries, whether from aging, high cholesterol, or high blood pressure, are often the same men who start noticing weaker erections. It's not coincidence, it's biology. Now here's the encouraging part. Circulation isn't a fixed number. It's not something that declines once and for all. You can actually train and improve your circulation at any age. And one of the most overlooked natural ways to do that is through massage specifically. Oil massage targeted at the areas that matter most. When you apply warm oil and gently massage the muscles and tissues around your lower abdomen, your thighs, and even your pelvic region, you're doing two very important things. First, you're increasing local blood flow. The heat of the oil dilates the blood vessels, and the pressure of massage pushes fresh, oxygen-rich blood into those tissues. This is the same principle as what happens when you warm up your muscles before exercise. You're literally priming them for better performance. Second, you're encouraging vascular flexibility. As we age, blood vessels can become stiff and less responsive. That means when your body sends the signal to redirect blood to the penis, the arteries don't expand as easily as they once did. Regular massage helps retrain those vessels, reminding them how to expand and contract more efficiently. Think of it as exercise for your circulatory system. And here's another key point. Circulation isn't just about blood moving through your body. It's also about removing waste products that build up in the tissues. When blood doesn't flow properly, muscles and organs can become starved of oxygen while toxins linger. That leads to fatigue, sluggishness, and yes, poor erectile response. Massage acts like a pump, flushing out the old and bringing in the new. This refreshing cycle is what keeps your tissues alive, responsive, and ready for action. Modern studies have confirmed this connection. Researchers have found that massage increases blood flow, lowers blood pressure, and improves the health of the endothelium, the thin lining of your blood vessels that controls dilation. Why does that matter? Because healthy endothelium equals better erections. In fact, doctors now know that erectile dysfunction is often one of the earliest warning signs of vascular problems. Men notice issues in the bedroom long before they have a heart attack. That's how tightly linked erections and circulation really are. So, when we talk about ancient oil massage restoring erections, what we're really saying is this: it restores circulatory health. It gets the blood moving again naturally, without side effects, without dependency on pills. And it does so in a way that feels good, lowers stress, and strengthens your connection to your own body. Here's something else to consider. Circulation isn't just about blood, it's about energy. When your circulation is strong, you feel more awake, more alive, more capable. And that energy shows up not only in your erections, but in your confidence, your stamina, and your overall quality of life. It's not just about sex, it's about vitality. So, the next time you think about circulation, don't just think about the heart or the arteries. Think about the whole system from head to toe, working in harmony. Think about how oil massage can support that system by gently guiding blood where it needs to go, opening pathways that may have narrowed with age and breathing new life into tissues that had begun to slow down. Gentlemen, strong erections aren't a mystery. They're a direct reflection of how well your blood flows. Improve your circulation, and you'll improve not just your performance in the bedroom, but your health across the board. And the beauty of it is, you don't need anything complicated. Just the simple, ancient ritual of oil massage, applied with consistency and intention. Gentlemen, let's talk about something that doesn't get nearly enough attention when it comes to erections: stress. Most men assume that if they're struggling in the bedroom, it must be purely physical. Maybe their circulation is weak, maybe their testosterone has dropped, maybe they're just getting older. But here's the reality. Your mind and body are deeply connected, and stress is one of the biggest hidden enemies of male performance. Let me explain. When you're under stress, whether it's financial pressure, work deadlines, family responsibilities, or just the grind of daily life, your body releases a hormone called cortisol. Now, cortisol is useful in small amounts. It's your survival hormone. It gets you moving, sharpens your reflexes, helps you handle emergencies. But when cortisol stays high for too long, it becomes destructive. One of the first things cortisol does is shut down testosterone production. Why? Because your body thinks survival is more important than reproduction. So instead of putting energy into your sex hormones, it diverts resources into your stress response. That's why men under chronic stress often feel tired, irritable, and yes, sexually unresponsive. Now, let's add another layer. Stress also activates your sympathetic nervous system, the so-called fight or flight response. In that state, blood flow is directed away from your organs of pleasure and reproduction and sent instead to your muscles, heart, and brain to deal with the perceived threat. That's helpful if you're running from a predator. But if you're trying to be intimate with your partner, it's the exact opposite of what you need. Erections require relaxation, openness, and calm. Stress literally blocks that process. So where does massage come into play? Gentlemen, this is where the magic really happens. Massage is one of the fastest, most natural ways to switch your body out of stress mode and back into balance. When warm oil is applied to the body, and you take the time to slowly, mindfully massage your muscles, your nervous system shifts gears. Instead of fight or flight, you enter what's called the parasympathetic state, the rest and digest mode. This is the state where blood flow returns to the organs, where digestion improves, where healing happens, and yes, where sexual arousal and erections become possible again. Massage also directly lowers cortisol levels. Studies have shown that even a 20-minute massage session can reduce cortisol by as much as 30%. That's an incredible result from such a simple practice. At the same time, massage boosts levels of serotonin and dopamine, the feel-good chemicals that improve your mood and calm your mind. With lower stress and better mood, your body naturally begins producing more testosterone again. And let's not forget, testosterone isn't just about sex. It's about confidence, drive, energy, and resilience. When your testosterone is balanced, you don't just feel like a man in the bedroom. You feel like a man in every area of life. Another powerful effect of massage is how it encourages mind-body awareness. In our busy lives, we spend so much time in our heads, thinking, worrying, planning, that we lose touch with how our bodies actually feel. Massage forces you to slow down, to notice, to reconnect. That reconnection itself is healing. It grounds you, reduces anxiety, and builds intimacy, especially if the massage is shared with a partner. And intimacy, gentlemen, is perhaps the most underrated factor in restoring erections. Stress isolates. It makes you feel alone, disconnected, under pressure. But when you use oil massage as a shared ritual with your partner, it transforms stress into bonding. Suddenly, instead of worrying about performance, you're enjoying touch, connection, and closeness. And very often, that shift is all it takes to bring natural erections back. So if you've been blaming age, diet, or even bad luck for your struggles, I want you to look at stress more closely. Ask yourself, am I giving my body the chance to relax? Am I creating moments of calm, balance, and connection? Because the truth is, erections don't happen in a stressed body. They happen in a relaxed one. An oil massage, done regularly, is one of the simplest ways to give yourself that gift of relaxation, lowering cortisol, balancing hormones, calming the mind, and reigniting your natural sexual response. Gentlemen, remember this. If circulation is the engine of erections, then hormonal balance is the fuel. And stress is the leak in the tank. Fix the leak, and your body has what it needs to perform at its best. Gentlemen, by now you've heard me talk about the importance of circulation and stress relief, but let's get even more specific. If you want to restore your erections naturally, There are certain parts of your body that deserve special attention, zones that directly influence your sexual performance. I'm talking about your pelvic region, your inner thighs, and your lower back. Why these areas? Because they are home to the nerves, blood vessels, and muscles that control sexual response. Think of them as the control center for your erections. If these areas are tense, restricted, or starved of circulation, your performance suffers. But when you massage and nourish them, you unlock powerful improvements. Let's start with the pelvic region, the lower abdomen and the area just above your pubic bone. Beneath the surface here run major arteries that supply blood to the penis. If those arteries are tight or sluggish, erections weaken. A gentle, circular massage in this region with warm oil helps soften the muscles and stimulate blood flow. Over time, this encourages those arteries to stay open and responsive. Now let's move to the inner thighs. Most men don't realize it, but the inner thigh muscles are directly connected to the pelvic floor, the muscular sling that supports your bladder, prostate, and sexual organs. When the inner thighs are tight, they pull on the pelvic floor, creating tension and even nerve compression. A firm but gentle massage along the inside of your thighs releases that tension, freeing up the pelvic floor. That means better circulation, less discomfort, and stronger, more reliable erections. Then we come to the lower back. This is a big one. Your lower spine houses the nerves that control erections, the parasympathetic nerves that tell your body it's time to get aroused. But as men age, the lower back often becomes stiff from sitting, working, or simply carrying the weight of life. That stiffness can pinch or irritate the very nerves that support sexual function. By massaging warm oil into the lower back, especially around the lumbar region, you not only relax those tight muscles, you also improve nerve function. This can have a profound effect on your ability to achieve and sustain erections. Now, let's put this together into a simple routine you can do at home. Warm the oil, coconut, sesame, or castor oil all work well. Rub a little between your palms until it feels soothing. Lower abdomen, apply gentle circular strokes just below your navel, moving down toward the pubic bone. Spend a few minutes here, breathing deeply. Inner thighs, massage upward strokes from just above your knees to your groin, always moving toward the pelvis. This encourages blood flow. Lower back, place your palms on either side of your spine and massage in slow, firm circles. If you can, ask a partner to help with this step for deeper relaxation. Finish with stillness after 10-15 minutes. Simply rest, letting the warmth of the oil sink in. Notice how relaxed and open your body feels. Done consistently, this targeted routine acts like a workout for your circulation and nervous system. You're training your body to keep blood moving, to keep nerves responsive, and to keep muscles relaxed in the very areas that matter most for sexual health. And here's the beauty, this doesn't just help with erections. It also supports prostate health, eases lower back pain, and improves overall energy. You'll find that walking, sitting, even standing feels easier because your core muscles and nerves are freer. In other words, by focusing on these three areas, you're improving your entire foundation of health. Gentlemen, I can't stress this enough. Erections don't come from the penis alone. They come from the whole system: blood vessels, nerves, muscles all working together. And the pelvic region, inner thighs, and lower back are the command center. Nourish them, release them, strengthen them, and you'll see the results not just in the bedroom, but in every area of your vitality. So tonight, instead of worrying about pills or quick fixes, take 15 minutes, warm some oil, massage these key zones. Breathe deeply and remind your body of its incredible ability to restore itself, because the truth is you already have the tools you need, you just need to use them. Gentlemen, we've talked about the power of massage, but let's now turn to the other half of the equation, the oils themselves. Because while massage is the technique, the oil is the fuel. And choosing the right oil can make a world of difference for your vitality, your energy, and yes, your erections. Now, you might be thinking, oil is oil, right? As long as it's slippery, it works. Not quite. Different oils carry different healing properties. Ancient cultures knew this well. They didn't just grab the first thing they found in the kitchen. They carefully selected oils that nourished the body, boosted circulation, reduced inflammation, and enhanced sexual energy. And modern science confirms that these choices weren't random. Let's start with one of the oldest and most respected, sesame oil. Used for thousands of years in Ayurveda, sesame oil is known as a warming oil. That means when you apply it to your body, it penetrates deep into the tissues and stimulates blood flow. It's rich in antioxidants and vitamin E, which help protect blood vessels and support healthy skin. For men, sesame oil is considered a tonic for virility. It awakens the body, strengthens the muscles, and supports stamina. If you want to feel invigorated after a massage, sesame oil is an excellent choice. Next, we have coconut oil. Now, this one you've probably used in your kitchen, but it's equally powerful on your skin. Coconut oil is a cooling oil, meaning it soothes inflammation, hydrates tissues, and calms irritation. For men who deal with swelling, soreness, or general fatigue in the pelvic region, coconut oil can be incredibly restorative. It's also naturally antimicrobial, which means it keeps your skin healthy and free from infections. And let's not forget, it smells wonderful, which can make the whole massage experience more enjoyable, especially if you're sharing it with a partner. Another powerhouse is castor oil. This is often called the oil of detoxification. It's thicker, richer, and deeply penetrating. For centuries, castor oil packs have been used over the abdomen to stimulate lymphatic drainage and improve organ function. When applied to the lower abdomen and back, castor oil doesn't just nourish the skin, it helps flush out stagnation and improves circulation to the reproductive organs. It's especially helpful for men over 60 because it seems to wake up tissues that have slowed down over time. And then there are herbal, infused oils. This is where tradition and nature really shine. For example, oils infused with ashwagandha, a well-known adaptogenic herb, can help boost testosterone and reduce stress. Oils infused with mucuna pruriens are traditionally used to support dopamine levels, which play a role in sexual desire. Even simple additions like rosemary or ginger essential oil can dramatically improve blood circulation when mixed into a base oil. These herbal blends act like a natural performance enhancer, completely safe but powerfully effective. Now, how do you decide which oil is best for you? It depends on your needs. If you feel cold, stiff, or sluggish, go with sesame oil for its warming, invigorating effects. If you feel hot, inflamed, or easily irritated, try coconut oil to cool and soothe. If you feel heavy, stagnant, or in need of a deep cleanse, castor oil is your friend. And if you want to add an extra layer of potency, experiment with Herbal, infused oils for a customized boost. One important reminder, gentlemen, consistency matters more than perfection. You don't need to find the perfect oil and use it once, expecting miracles. The real results come from choosing an oil and using it regularly. Over weeks and months, the nutrients in these oils build up in your tissues, improving elasticity, circulation, and vitality. It's a long-term investment in your body. Also, don't underestimate the ritual itself. Warming the oil, applying it mindfully, taking time to breathe and connect. This is part of the healing process. It turns a simple massage into an act of self-care, and that mental shift alone reduces stress and restores balance. So, the next time you're at the store or looking in your kitchen, remember, the oil you choose is more than just a lubricant. It's medicine, it's nourishment, it's a way of telling your body, I'm giving you what you need to thrive. And when your body is nourished, your vitality and your erections naturally return. Gentlemen, we've talked about ancient wisdom, circulation, stress, targeted massage, and the best oils to use. But I want to end with something that goes even deeper, something beyond biology, beyond blood flow, beyond hormones. I'm talking about confidence and intimacy because let's face it, erections aren't just about the body. They're about how you feel as a man. They're about your confidence in yourself, your connection with your partner, and your belief that you still have what it takes. At 50, 60, 70, or even 80 years old, too many men come to me and say, Dr. Grant, I guess my best years are behind me. Maybe this is just part of aging. And I always look them in the eye and tell them the same thing. Decline is not destiny. Yes, changes happen with age. But losing your vitality, losing your sexual energy, losing your sense of manhood, those are not inevitabilities. They're challenges, and challenges can be overcome. Here's the truth. When you practice something as simple as oil massage, you're not just working on your body. You're sending a message to yourself. You're saying, I care enough to invest in my health. I believe my body can respond. I am not giving up. That message alone begins to restore confidence. And when you start to notice even small improvements, better circulation, stronger energy, a little more firmness, you begin to believe again. That belief grows, and with it, your confidence expands. Confidence is powerful, gentlemen. In fact, I'd argue that confidence is just as important as biology when it comes to sexual performance. A confident man approaches intimacy with ease, with calmness, with playfulness. And that state of mind makes erections more likely, more natural, and more enjoyable. Now let's talk about intimacy. For many men, when performance declines, intimacy begins to fade too. You avoid closeness because you fear disappointment. You pull back from your partner because you don't want to let her down. Over time, this creates distance in the relationship, but it doesn't have to be that way. Oil massage can become more than just a health practice. It can become a shared ritual. Imagine inviting your partner to be part of it. Instead of focusing on performance, you focus on touch, relaxation, and connection. You allow intimacy to grow in a natural, pressure-free way. And very often, when the pressure is gone, the body responds with strength you thought you had lost. I've seen men in their 70s and 80s restore not only their erections, but their marriages, their sense of romance, their spark for life, all through simple, consistent practices that nourish body and mind. Because remember, sexuality isn't just about youth. It's about vitality, energy, and connection. And those things don't disappear with age unless you let them. Gentlemen, think of this as a new chapter. You've lived decades of life, you've gained wisdom, you've built relationships, you've faced challenges. Why not enter this stage of life with renewed strength and confidence? Why not show yourself and your partner that your story is still unfolding? This is why I love teaching about ancient oil massage. It's not just about the physical benefits, though those are remarkable. It's about the emotional and relational transformation. It's about men realizing they still have power, still have vitality, still have the ability to create closeness and joy at any age. So I'll leave you with this: don't let doubt steal your confidence, don't let age rob you of intimacy, and don't let fear convince you that it's over, because it isn't. Your body has the capacity to restore itself. Your mind has the power to shift from fear to confidence, and your relationships can be reignited with something as simple as the healing touch of oil massage. Gentlemen, you are not past your prime. You are entering a new season, one where wisdom, strength, and intimacy can be deeper than ever before. All it takes is the willingness to believe, to practice, and to reconnect. And when you do, you'll find that erections and confidence can indeed be restored at any age.